Artemis III was supposed to put the first woman on the moon. Today, NASA said it won't even leave Earth orbit. And the rocket that was supposed to carry it there, the upgraded version just got canceled entirely. You're listening to Stardrift FM. Breaking news tonight from Kennedy Space Center. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman just announced the biggest restructuring of the Artemis program since it began. Artemis III is no longer a moon landing. The SLS Block 1B is canceled. And the first boots on the moon won't come until 2028 at the earliest. Let's break this down. Here's the background. Artemis III was the headline mission. The one NASA has been building toward for over a decade. First crewed moon landing since Apollo 17 in 1972. First woman on the moon. First person of color on the moon. South Pole where we believe there's water ice in permanently shadowed craters. The mission was originally scheduled for 2024, then it slipped to 2025, then 26, then 2028, and now it's been fundamentally redesigned. It's not a moon landing anymore. At a press conference this morning at Kennedy Space Center, Administrator Isaacman, flanked by Associate Administrator Amit Kshatriya and Acting Exploration Chief Lori Glaze, laid out a completely new roadmap. Artemis III is now an Earth orbit mission, mid-2027. The SLS launches Orion into low Earth orbit where it docks with one or both commercial landers. SpaceX's Starship HLS and Blue Origin's Blue Moon. No moon, no landing, just docking tests. The crew will also test Axiom Space's new lunar spacesuits in microgravity, the ones designed by Prada, if you can believe that. Isaacman's framing was deliberate. He called it the Apollo 9 moment. In March 1969, Apollo 9 did exactly this, tested the lunar module in Earth orbit for the first time. 4 months later, Apollo 11 landed on the moon. Isaacman is betting the same logic applies here. Test first, land next. The other bombshell, SLS Block 1B, is dead. The exploration upper stage, a more powerful second stage that Boeing was developing, has been canceled entirely. Block 1B was supposed to allow heavier payloads to lunar orbit. It was the key to delivering modules for the Lunar Gateway Station. Instead, NASA will standardize on what Kshatriya called a near Block 1 configuration. Same rocket, same launch gantry, zero modifications between flights. Isaacman didn't hold back. He called SLS, quote, the lowest flight rate of any NASA-designed vehicle. The fix, according to him, is standardization. Same configuration every time. Fly more often. Spend less per launch. 3 reasons. First, the heat shield. During Artemis I's re-entry in 2022, the AVCOAT ablative material on Orion's heat shield accumulated excessive heat in the outer layer. Internal gas pressure built up, the material cracked. NASA still doesn't fully understand why. You cannot send astronauts around the moon, let alone to the surface, when you don't know if the heat shield will hold on the way home. Second, Starship. SpaceX's human landing system variant of Starship is not ready for a crewed lunar landing. Uncrewed demonstrations are still pending. And third, the safety panel. NASA's own Aerospace Safety Advisory Panel publicly stated that the original plan to land on the moon in 2028 was, their words, unrealistic and too risky. That gave NASA the political cover to restructure. Isaacman's quote cuts through the noise. We've got to get back to basics. So here's the new roadmap. Artemis. To the crewed lunar flyby with Wiseman, Glover, Koch, and Hansen is still on track for April after the SLS rolled back last week for a helium issue in the upper stage. Same type of problem Artemis I had. They fixed it then, they'll fix it now. Artemis III, Earth orbit docking test, mid-2027. Artemis IV, the actual moon landing, 2028, using SLS Block 1. And NASA says they want 2 moon landings that year, Artemis IV and V back-to-back. 1 landing per year after that. All of this against the background of China's lunar ambitions. Chang'e 6 already brought back samples from the far side. A crewed Chinese moon landing is targeted for around 2030. The race is real and Isaacman knows it. Tonight on Stardrift FM, Artemis III is no longer a moon landing. It's an Earth orbit docking test, scheduled for mid-27. SLS Block 1B and the exploration upper stage are canceled. The first crewed landing now falls to Artemis IV in 2028. NASA's betting on a step-by-step approach. Test in orbit first, land next. Apollo 9 logic. Whether it works depends on heat shields, Starship, and whether the budget survives. This is Stardrift FM. Thanks for tuning in.